What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, welcome if this is your first time. My name is Nibol and this here is Mental Health with Nibol, a place where I speak about our mental health challenges, things like depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, psychology and human behavior. And today, on this last episode of Mental Health and Suicide, we speak to a man of God. His name is Isaiah, and he's going to share with us his perspective generally on the challenges men go through, especially men of God. And he advises us on what you can do as an individual. I hope you like this episode, and do not forget to subscribe, like and share this episode. And if you like what we do, please support us. Thank you. Hi Isaiah.
Hi Rachel.
Welcome to our mental health channel.
Thank you.
Thank you for also coming to speak to us. I guess before we start, you should introduce yourself to our viewers. Yes.
So my name is Isaiah Tayebwa. I work with Airtel Uganda as a merchant recruitment executive, and I'm a born-again Christian. I fellowship with St. Luke Church in Tinda, and I do sometimes mentor young people. I volunteer with the League of Young Professionals, and I'm glad to be here. That is a brief about me.
Okay. What do you like?
I like listening to music. I like playing mobile games.
Mobile games. What's your favorite game?
It's called Dream League Soccer. That one.
Dream Big Soccer?
Dream League. Dream League. Yes.
Okay.
I've won every prize there.
Okay. Okay. Once again, you're welcome to our channel.
Yeah.
And so on Mental Health with Nibol this month, we're speaking about men, mental health and suicides. And so we're trying to look into what are some of the challenges men go through as a result of expectations from society and us, and what can we do as individuals? What role do we play in the mental health challenges these people face, and what role can we play in helping out? For example, so many suicide cases have happened recently, and although research shows that a lot more women than men have suicidal thoughts, more men than women are dying from suicide. So we want to see maybe there's a role we play, and so that's why we're having you today. So yes, our first question will be, when we speak about, what's your opinion on men and mental health, first of all?
Thank you so much. I will first draw all this discussion to an article which appeared in the newspaper that showed 14 million people in Uganda have mental health.
Yes.
That is a big number. You're likely to meet 38 people out of 100 who have issues with mental health. So everyone is likely to be a candidate. And I'm thinking there was beyond that, because those were the people who had appeared seeking for help and with acute conditions.
Yes.
So the number could have doubled. We could have found maybe we are over 20 million. So I'm thinking as men, we struggle with mental health. We used to think mental health is an issue for whites, but
yes, by the way,
it's a reality here. And looking away from the Bible, we know men were given a responsibility to be breadwinners.
Yes. Who gave you the responsibility?
God gave us that responsibility to be breadwinners.
Okay.
And situations have been going on, looking at COVID and the lockdown.
Yes.
Very many gentlemen have been exposed to different situations, being in their homes, and they have families to look after too. So the issue has been coming in that you find people are even thinking about suicide and mental health. So our responsibility as men was to hold each other's hand and maybe think about what is happening in the situation. But it's not a hearsay, it's a reality. People are struggling, people are going through depression, and suicidal thoughts are happening in men.
Yes, but why do you think that is? What's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is that men try to think they have it all. They can manage by their situation. They cannot share. A man cannot cry. A man cannot be seen breaking down. And because of that situation, you find very many people are struggling with mental health, and they are getting suicidal thoughts because you see a problem shared, it's half solved.
True. Yes.
So the reason why we have gone that way is because of our upbringing. Men cannot cry. Men cannot be seen shedding a tear.
Yes. Which is wrong, right? Anyone should be able to cry and express their emotions.
Yes, that's why God created us with those emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Why would He give us tears if we didn't need to let them? Okay. So now, on a personal basis, have you ever been depressed before or anxious?
Yes, I've been anxious very many times.
Okay. Would you describe how that felt like?
Especially because of the things I was juggling, work, and the different situations I had engaged myself in. I was tackling a lot of things, and it was coming from the financial perspective. I had a lot of goals, and I was becoming overambitious, and at some point I felt I was getting a breakdown. I was punching above my weight.
Okay.
Because of where I had put my goals, so my goals were overstretched, and the situations were not adding up. So I was struggling, I was becoming anxious, to the point that I even had to go to the hospital and find out why am I having these bad headaches. But it was because...
Also, you'd actually even have headaches.
Yes, I would have one side headaches, and I would go to the doctor and he's telling me, I don't know what's your problem. Can you share with me what's going on? I'm telling him, man, I just have headaches, I need medicine, and I go back to what I'm doing. So
yes.
I would never want to open up. Yes. I thought I can manage.
Okay. So did you in the end open up to the doctor?
I not exactly opening to the doctor, but I got a professional person, but
mental
in a spiritual way. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to share with them about what is going on, and they advised me, maybe you can try out this, and it really helped.
So you would advise people to find someone to confide in?
Yes, and the situation, the problem we have is that we don't want to share. And exactly, I would encourage people to go to professionals in this area, because it is very difficult when you have gone the wrong way and you have been mismanaged, because it's going to be very hard to be helpful to the person who has been misguided, because it's like you're going the wrong way. So it's very important that the moment you try to feel that your mental health is not in the best capacity or it's not in the best way, please visit a professional to help you in that way.
Yes. Oh, all right. That's very helpful. I hope you guys are listening to Isaiah and you find someone to talk to. And so, Isaiah.
Yes, please.
You are a man of God. At least we like to call you that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I think there are things that happen. There are expectations people have of men of God, and even men of God themselves, they have expectations. In your opinion, what are some of the challenges you go through or other people go through as men of God, and that really have a negative mental health effect? And yes, if you can share on that and what you think can be done.
So, as you have heard, I serve a minister in church,
yes.
And very many times there is a way they uphold you, like to be a saint.
Yeah, yes.
They look at you in a perspective of you cannot be on this side. They cannot see you maybe breaking down, because you have to be strong for others. And even when people have to approach you, you find they are putting their burdens on you, they are sharing with you, and you also have a heavy heart because you have not also tried to open up.
And you're getting this from everyone. You're collecting, you're soaking up.
Yes, everyone is reaching out to you. This is what is happening, and for you, maybe you have not thought of who do I pour to.
Yes.
And maybe by God's grace is that at times you have to go in deeper prayer and you pour out your heart to God and you cry, and it's when you come back and you feel the relief. But until you reach at that point, you find you're heavy and you don't know what is going on. And some men of God also are tried. Their mental state gets to a point and they feel they cannot move forward.
Yes.
They only have to move by the grace.
Would you have to, in that case, would it be an option to like find a way for men of God to see, okay, not just men of God, people of God, even with women of God, yes. To have other people they can, okay, besides speaking to God, because God is going to answer, and okay, I know God will answer, but I feel like can't there be a thing of you speaking to another person, sharing like in your circles? You may not exactly say, I have this person in the congregation who's going through this, but just find a way to vent to other people? Doesn't that help?
Yeah, the institutions in church which have put up accountability partners and prayer partners, where you pray together, you share your problems, and then you open up a point and you say we are going to meet and pray about this situation.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty. So as men of God or people of God, you need to find a person you can also confide in, a person who is very close and who is also at a better spiritual level. So that maybe whatever struggles you're going through, be the mental health or problems, you can share with them, pray with them about it, and it will be able to help about your mental health or state that you're in.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So now.
Action.
Yes. So Isaiah, welcome back from that short break. So the next part we're going to is suicides. To speak about suicide and stuff like that. So, you know suicide.
Yeah.
What has been your experience? Have you ever had suicidal thoughts or had anybody close to you that has had suicidal thoughts, especially a man?
Myself, I've never had any suicidal thoughts, but I know of friends who have been in such situations that even it was so abrupt that we were sharing, and this man was planning to buy poison the next evening.
How did you know that?
He shared because we kept on sharing and sharing. We were talking about different things, and then the things became personal. So everyone was sharing about it.
You're like in a group?
Yeah, we were in a group.
Okay.
And we got to learn that this person was planning to commit suicide the next evening.
Did he share why?
Yes, of course he had gone through a lot of challenges, and he had come to the wall. He had come to the break point. He was feeling everything was not on his side. He had struggled, he had patience, and money was not coming in, and he felt, I would rather leave this earth than see whatever is happening to my family and friends.
So he felt guilty, like he wasn't doing enough?
He felt like the universe was doing the opposite. Everything he was trying to put on his hand was going the wrong way. So he had said, maybe let me leave, I will find peace.
Wow, okay. So what did that experience teach you, for example? What did you take out of that situation? Maybe somebody that's listening to you can find that helpful. I'm hoping that if anyone is listening to us and they've been through that, or they have friends going through that, they can learn from your experience.
So when I first learned about it, it was scary because I never thought people could get to this point of let me live life instead. Let me just get out of this world other than face situations.
Yes.
But because he shared,
yes.
Because he shared, of course you will not just tell him, please don't commit suicide.
Yes.
We just had to listen so that he poured out and he spoke out his mind, he spoke out his struggles, and all we could do was like, yeah, and everyone was nodding to show that, yes, you're not alone.
Yes.
And the more you keep quiet and you hold yourself in the closet, you might feel the universe is only against you.
Yes.
But as I start sharing and other people start sharing, you'll say, I'm better off. At least I can face the next day. So that's why you see even in churches we encourage people to give testimonies, because you realize people have been through the worst than what you're even facing now. And then you're able to know, so suicide is not the option. I can do this, I can do that, and I will have life.
Yes, and I feel like even the fact that he shares, it sort of removes the pressure, because it's like there's so much pressure when you're keeping quiet. You don't know, you feel like everything is against you, everyone is against you.
Yes, that is true. When you keep quiet yourself and you don't open up to any person, it's very dangerous, especially for men. And I know we have been brought up in that situation, but now we are going through a lot of people. You find by then a 20-year-old person could hold a family. They could manage. Look at our fathers, they could manage. You could find they are 20 years and they have a family and all is going well.
Yes.
But situations have changed.
Yes.
We are going through a lot. You find by the time you're 25, whatever you have been through, you can't.
Now there's social media.
There's social media.
Okay, but speaking of social media, do you think there's a role social media plays in all this, the mental health of men?
I would want to say social media has actually escalated mental health to the worst, because if you look at the way people like body shaming, people think,
especially short men, people like to body shame short men.
Short men, yes, and the critics, you throw one positive and everyone is just bringing a different opinion. You can imagine, I'm a fan of reading reviews on Google Play.
Yes.
Imagine someone sitting behind like a developer, and you develop your app.
Yes.
And you put it out there, and all you get are bad reviews. I'm thinking, what is the mental state of this person really? Because for you, if you're a developer, I don't know if people have decided to sit down and they do some coding, they do some programming, and make sure that they put out a very nice platform. These people need to be encouraged, told, please do this. Maybe you can develop here and here, maybe I don't get notifications, but people just say, this is a trash app, do not even waste your data, don't even download. Yeah. These people will just run into, they will start thinking, what is my life?
They'll feel worthless.
Yes, they feel like they are useless.
True.
People like degrading people. If you go on YouTube, people will be throwing bad comments everywhere. So social media, I feel, if you feel you're not in the best mental state, first get off social media.
Take a break.
Take a break.
True. I realize that's very true. I have friends who usually take breaks. Initially, I didn't understand why they did, but now it makes a lot of sense because social media can escalate things. Yes. And actually, from a female perspective, especially say Instagram, everybody is looking fine, everybody is going to the best places, and you're like, I am broke. Lunch is supposed to be a mindset. How are people affording this?
Very
yes.
true.
So okay, thank you so much for that response, Isaiah.
You're welcome.
And I think. Lastly, we're going to speak about your word of advice to men actually, because now this is men, mental health and suicides. If men are watching this, how would you want them to, how would you advise them, especially men of God, given, because I feel like you would be the right person to speak on that, because you know the experience and you know what has worked and what hasn't. And I mean, it's a learning process. You're probably still learning, but the things that have worked for you. So how would you advise people, men of God out there? And then also, how would you advise society? So the first thing is to know that mental health is real. Yes.
It's not for the whites, even
yes.
for us. Everyone is likely to be a candidate. Everyone is likely to be a candidate. But in all of it, I would want even to quote a scripture which I feel will move with this situation. It comes from Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. It says, don't be anxious of anything, but all in all, make your requests be known to God through prayer and supplication, and with thanksgiving, let your goodness be known to all. So, the things, when he says don't be anxious, we know we are going to be anxious at some point, but the word of God is true. So, as men of God or other people, don't think that mental health is not real. It's real, and you will go through a different situation. When you're on planet Earth, you're likely to have highs and lows. But when you come to that situation, do not think that you can manage on your own. Always find someone you can talk to. And when you talk to them, they will be able to help you. And this narrative of saying men do not cry or men cannot break down, it's wrong. If you feel that there is need for you to break down and cry, you can decide maybe to move to your closet and cry out whatever situation. But the most important thing here, I would prefer that you cry out to God. Because when you cry out,
I don't think they should even hide in their closets.
If they don't want to be seen, but it's okay, you can cry, and then you stand, it will help you. Those emotions are very important, because you cannot have only one emotion when you're only smiling. You have even to have that side where you break down. You find someone has lost maybe a close friend or a relative, and they are only holding on, they say, I cannot be seen. Please, God gave you tears, please shed them, and then you'll feel relieved, and then you can move on to your next stage. But don't always hold yourself strong alone. You need someone to walk with you, to hold your hand. Always find that person. Even church is a very good platform where you can find such people.
So, the advice to the other people now that put expectations.
There are very many people, there are very many mental health counselors who are out there. Please reach out to them, engage them, because they are professionals. They have been in this journey before. So if you can reach out to them, it will help you so much. So that is my advice to men and other people. Always look out for counselors and seek professional advice.
All right, thank you so much, Isaiah.
You're welcome.
Speaking to us. We're blessed. We hope men of God are listening to this, and they shall also be blessed.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's it. Reading so many books at the same time, I can't read for 20 minutes. Yeah, so that's like my routine. That's like my assured routine. And then the other, now I'm trying to get an evening routine, but it's failing to stick. The
Evening, you're tired.
Yeah. So far the only thing I have mastered is the morning routine. Yeah. So
let's cut from me. I have 20, which is focus.
20, focus. Okay. What's your question on focus?
Do you want it to be personal or
anything? It's you who asks, then I answer what you ask.
What is your view on focus?
My view on focus. That's very wide. I mean, I could shoot you and get focus. Okay, so my view on focus is I think it just relates to when you're doing something, be focused on it. Like right now we're here. I hope you're not thinking about church. If you are here, be focused.
Be focused on what I'm doing here.
If you are at work, be focused on that. If say, okay, sometimes the things become so hard, especially if you have friends whose routines, whose habits contradict with what you're doing. So you're here trying to do something, perhaps write a book or read a book, but then your friends are out partying, or they're actually in your very space making noise, doing what you need to focus. Like, yes, these people are playing, but I need to, okay, I mean that's like a vague way to say, but I guess for me the focus is to put your attention onto something. If you're trying to have 25 million by 25 years of age, focus, do things that will make you have that. Yes. Okay. So
to me, I think there is always that statement when I say he's a focused man.
What does that mean? He's a focused man.
I try to understand what exactly do they mean he's a focused man. But it shows that there is, like you said, routines. There is something he's always doing in line to show that maybe he has dedicated his mind to do something. Now, if I'm to say I am focusing all my energy maybe to God, that means I have to be part of fellowship every day, and I have to make sure that I read the word every day. That is, if I am to say I'm focusing my attention on God. If I'm focusing my attention maybe to reading, I will make sure that at least every day there is a book I'm reading. I've been reading The Greatest Salesman.
Ah, nice! Yes. I'm reading sales books also, very many I'll share with you.
Yeah, I've also read The Psychology of Selling because I'm passionate about sales. So,
I'm trying to start selling cars and houses to my clients. Okay,
yeah, so it helps me to keep focused.
Yes.
And every time I go to a certain client, I know what I want. So I make sure when I'm pitching, I'm very focused, I'm hitting my target every time.
Isaiah, pitch to me this.
About, you want me to pitch?
Yes, sell.
So I would want to first, because you see, my kind of approach is consultative.
Ah, okay.
I ask questions so that I can best give you a product that will satisfy at least.
So I assume I didn't come to you. I mean, you can ask me questions and then you came to me.
Yeah, so I
assume you came to me.
I would come to you and ask you, are you very happy about the way you live your life, about how you manage your activities?
I'm on my way. I'm in my own life on the road, and you ask me, am I happy about my life?
Definitely, if I'm going to approach a certain customer, yes. I first do my background research.
Ah, okay.
And good enough, we have LinkedIn.
So you don't do door-to-door. You don't just run into random people.
No, I first research my clients.
Oh, okay.
So at least I would know, if I don't know, at least
okay, 50%. First of all, what do you sell? You could have a client.
No, I sell merchant services. I'm into digital finance. So I sell merchant services to customers.
I don't know what that means.
So I'll come to like CJ and I try to understand what are some of the challenges they experience. So I realize maybe they like receiving cash. But cash also has risks. You know, COVID, ever since COVID came, people don't like handling cash. People like to move cashless. And also the convenience that comes with having a merchant service on board. I'm looking at
service is when I pay with my phone.
Like you can use Visa. Yeah, you can use it. So I'm looking at the situation when it's already raining, and maybe I've come in to take like some coffee, and you're telling me, please, we don't accept merchant services. Move out in the rain and buy something. and withdraw and bring cash. You see the inconvenience, eh? Oh, sometimes I might move out and I change my mind, and I say I'm not going to come back. So merchant services, that's how I do. I make sure that I understand your problem, and then I tailor my solution to your problem. So that's sales.
Oh, okay.
For salespeople, create sales solutions. They are the people who actually love you so much. They are praying for you.
They are trying to make you buy their things. They don't.
Unlike doctors who want you when you're sick, and lawyers want you when you have when you want legal advice, salespeople want to give you the solution.
Yeah, that's not halfway.
Yeah, so salespeople are always even praying for you so that you excel, because maybe they could get some commission.
No, but even doctors, we're trying to help people. Okay, Isaiah, thank you so much. This game, have you enjoyed this game?
Yeah, I've enjoyed this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Micah of God, who's the one doing meaningful conversations over a lifetime. Get yourself these cards and play it with your workmates, with your employees, with your bosses, with your family members. You'll understand yourself better. Until next time, goodbye.